the intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. And today I want to talk about the Mantis again because it's honestly become a piece of, it's right here, but it's become something that we've kind of forgotten about it. We've put it to the wayside and it's been a problem because it hasn't been working. But today, good news for you. The Actian hostiles, the Apex hostiles that we're typically used to hunting have been fixed. What I mean by that is, before the stuck hostiles, there's only one Apex that we would go after. So because that, it would get stuck and, well, we just stopped going after them anymore, but no longer. Now you can actually use it effectively. So what I want to do now is talk about why you should be focusing in on the Mantis and why you now in December 2022 should focus your event store loot on getting it if you have not already. Now, I realize that this has been a big pain point for players for a long time, and the comments that I've gotten everywhere really speak to that. People have been frustrated, and justifiably and rightly so. But now that they have finally done one of the recommendations that you heard us talk about in our State of the Game podcast for November has been implemented. And you might not have seen in the patch notes, but I'm telling you here today that the Mantis now has a viable path for you to go grind to the point where it actually takes less time to do now than before. Now, it does still take time, but for those who don't know, let's start from scratch. The Mantis came out a few months ago with Strange New Worlds, and it's designed around its own refinery that allows you to get research for the Mantis. It can be used in PvP when it stings somebody. We'll cover that here in today's video. But also, more importantly, it's the primary sourcing for Strange New World officers. Those officers are the meta, or the most effective tactic available for grinding hostiles level 52 and above. But even if you're not that high level player, you're going to want the Mantis and you're going to want to grind. So if I'm coming into here right now, you'll see, well, there's a slew of hostiles, but there's an Apex right there working, just grinding away. There's another Apex right there, to where now you can find as many as 3 of them at a time as you're going through your grinds. You will go and find, of course, your normal hostiles. Another thing that has been fixed, and I'm curious, what players think about that, is the exocomps are now, at least through my testing, just rigorously through both mobile and going through my phone over the past, or over PC over the past day or so, we have automatic activations. The exocomps are working correctly, and now you have multiple Apex targets. Now, many of you might be going, well, Rev, why do I care about Apex targets? They're the primary way to grind quickly. If you look at the rewards, this one, for example, 36 gives 1,568 of the currency that I'm currently grinding for. Whereas if I look at a regular one, it only gives me 294 plus the cloak for what we're going after. Oh, look, another Apex hostile. And what you'll find now is, because there's about 3 to a system, even though the primary problem that was caused with Apex, where hostiles can get stuck, has not been fixed yet, that's in progress. This has fixed the problem specifically for Apex, allowing you to get multiple grinds in and then finish quickly. So now, as I'm trying to fill up 46,000 in my cargo hold, I'm going to be able to do that much quicker than I was before because they took the time to fix it. And I know many of the people are going to say, well, why did it take so long and blah, blah, blah. I'm not arguing any of that, but I will say I like it. I'm glad this makes it to where we can finally revisit this content, and it is very important that we revisit this content. And I'm going to go over the refinery and talk about why. Before I do that, let me show you the crews that I'm using kind of as a refresher, because now it feels like the Mantis is a brand new piece to the game. It feels like the Mantis is new. And if you're a player out there who hadn't got it yet, because till now, the only people who had it were people who paid for it. But per request, and thank you to StarChef Fleet Command and Scopely for listening to the content creators, the moderators, the players who requested it. If you go into your ship blueprints, you will find the Mantis is there. And limit 100 means that you can get the entire Mantis. It's going to run you, 150,000 Actian. Ketracel, the currency. And you will get that as a free-to-play player. Free-to-play players will get much more than 150,000 this month. So you can get the Mantis completely free-to-play in the month of December, which means you need to know how it works and why you need to be going after it right now. Look at me just looking for Apex. Now, you know what? I'm going to stop doing that. I'm just going to click one. So my current crew that I'm running is 5 of 11 as captain for a couple reasons. One, mitigation. We always talk about the importance of mitigation. 2, more loot. We got a loot bonus here with her officer ability, and then I'm running stun, and 4 of 11, which is just another version of stun for maximum cargo. I'm trying to get as many of these as I can at one time, where I'm currently at 46,000. A little low, I admit. I basically ignored mine for about 2 months because of the problems with the Actian Hostiles. Now, that crew is not the only crew that you can run. You can also run 5 as captain, 4 of 11, and Gorkon or Lorca. Why would you run those, you might ask? Well, the basis of how we do about this is built around these 3 exocomps. The first exocomp, Chrysalis Silk, increases the number of shots per round the Mantis has. The second different one is Nitrium, which is increasing the critical chance, basically guaranteeing criticals for you throughout fighting these hostiles. And then the final one is boosting critical damage. Now, I believe in terms of importance, it goes 1, 2, 3. But the reason you would run Gorkon is, if you remember, Hull Breach gives you a multiplier in the background of 1.5, basically giving you even more damage with critical shots. So it's a very common rollout. But I'm running a max loot rollout. The only officer that I don't have that could help here would be Strange New World La'an underneath my decks to give me a little bit more love in that regard. Now, this is just all about the PvE grinding of the beautiful, wonderful ship that we're talking about. But let's talk about the PvP aspect. I'm going to use this A-bomb. Thank you for just floating here. This little red button is how you sting a ship. Now, that is going to cause several different effects when I do that. To see what those effects are, let's jump over here. Actian Corruptor is for that. But here's the button for Venomous Puncture. Now, remember what level you are, the tier, etc. will determine how long these effects last and such. But for me, when I do it and I stung him, he now has a 53% chance in negative, or dropped his critical chance, dropped his critical damage, drops to how many shots he fires, and he can't warp away, and his weapons fires delayed by 1 round. To say that it's very strong is an understatement. And this also has a daily that you can collect every single day. There's 2 of them. Personally, I recommend saving every 2 days for the daily. That way you can guarantee you get them, because you only get enough venom to really do it once set a day. But if you wait every 2 days, you get the big manas. So you get Actian Hunter, Actian Slayer. The Slayer one gives real big loot, 2,900 versus the Hunter just giving 986. So if you did it every day, you can only do Hunter. But if you wait every 2 days, you can get Slayer, and that's going to be more effective for how we're going about our normal grind. See here, I'm already at 13.2 thousand loot, as I have so many Apex hostiles to grind. And we've only been doing this together for like 6 minutes. So now you're able to grind, improve this ship's capability, improve its ability as a PvP ship, which is what we're doing. We're stinging people like A-bomb and then going and snagging this Apex that we want so bad. But also now let's talk about the refinery, what really makes the Apex so good and why it was so important for Scopely to finally fix the problem that was present here. And man, we talked about this on Twitch so many nights, and I just got so many questions. I mean, when are they going to fix it? When are they going to do it? So you get the Nitrium. This is to upgrade components on the ship to tier it up. Then you get the synthetic ions. This is for research that makes it better, gives it more cargo, gives it more speed, gives it more weapons damage versus hostiles. But this is a big one right here. Actian Venom to Syndicate XP. This gives me personally 1750 Syndicate XP a day just for the level 1 version of it. And then the hull fragments is how you get more officer shards. And most people will tell you this is probably the best RNG of any in the game. I just pulled a Strange New World Pike shard. So in terms of the value of what you get from the Mantis, now that they have fixed the hostiles to where you can easily grind it, lowering the time limit. And by the way, more time limit lowering is coming. I'm really excited about some of the things coming in the next couple of months, but I can't share more. Maybe I'll share more when, I don't know, maybe we'll have one of the community managers join us and we give you a little bit of a preview. I'm also working on December state of the game, including, you know what? I'm not going to give too much away today. I'm in a good mood. I like the quality of life fixes this month. A lot of you have been asking for a month that we just dedicated to bug fixes, no new content. Well, that's never going to happen, and I told y'all that. However, what has happened in the month of December is a lot of quality life things got pushed that, well, didn't really get talked about too much And that's why you got content creators like myself. For example, see that help button? Click it. Done. It's not a bug. It actually works. You just send out all the helps. You didn't have to go through the extra screen. So even something that is as simple as removing a click is something that helps out the quality of the game. Anything that reduces time in the game while still promoting fun, letting us choose the things that we want to do, we want to celebrate. So I'm going to take this opportunity right now to put my big old face up on the screen and say, Scopely, thank you. I appreciate these little things that you're doing. Thank you for listening. I realize that things take time sometimes, and I get frustrated by how long it can take. But this is a legitimate, big, ugly Rev Ginger with my Charlie Sheen pink and black shirt saying thank you. For real, though. This is a great thing to do. And if you're watching this, the reason I'm putting out this video early is normally when I talk about event store stuff, I wait until the very end. See how much currency you're getting. But if you do not have the Mantis, get the Mantis. It is an important part of your play. Yes, there's a grind aspect to it, but it has officer sourcing for very important officers long term. You use those Strange New World officers for the best swarm grinding crew that's out there. You can use it for board grinding. It is literally the meta for grinding hostiles level 52 plus when Chin no longer has an effect, not to mention greatly increasing the speed that you can get Syndicate XP. If I've been able to do this for the past 2 months, I'd already be Syndicate XP 20 plus. But now I'm getting into it now. I'm happy about it, and hopefully you are as well. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. I know I say that all the time, but I truly mean it. And I go through the comments and I talk to the players, and I want to be the content creator that's always talking to you. So in the comments, let me know what you think, and hopefully this December 2022 is going to feel like a holidays that makes you happy. So hey, look, live long and prosper. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, whatever it is you choose to celebrate. Come hang out with us in the Discord. Thank you, Scopely, for finally fixing the Actian Hostiles. We'll catch you on the next one. Deuces, that's me. Love you.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.